Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Today is the last day for Project NAYAK, which has been going on for the last 2 weeks on the Saturdays at the same time. So I'm pretty sure most of you have been there with us for the last 2 days. And today, this session, which is going to be done right after my introduction, is about phasing an interview. So NAYAK has been so far about a leadership program, and we thought as students, as undergraduates, because we are all from universities and colleges, it will be very important for us to know about when we are going for an interview, how to face it, how we should handle the situation. Therefore, we are honored to welcome today's facilitator, or I would say the speaker. Let me introduce Ms. Reena Sathish. She is currently the English head of the department of MIT First Grade College. And she also has a BF and Sophie from Sri Venkateshwara University, Tirupati. So I would like to invite Ms. Reena to hold or carry on the session from here on, ma'am. Over to you. Hello, madam?
Yeah. Just a second. Thank you, Jaini. I appreciate the introduction. It's great to be speaking with all of you this wonderful evening. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Before I begin with, I'd like to raise the curtain through one of the all-time favorite ancient tale. Once an old man was teaching his son, imparting wisdom about the constant battle being waged within us between the two wolves inside each one of us. One is evil and the other good. The evil one is greedy, arrogant, selfish, egoistic. The good one is peaceful, calm, composed, happy, gracious, generous, honest, and compassionate. The son was confused and asked, "Which wolf will win?" The father replied, "Son, you have a choice. Which one wins will depend on which you feed the most." Likewise, life is all about selecting the perfect one, which leads us towards the path of perfection. We all fall behind this never-ending race called life. So Albert Einstein rightly said, in the middle of difficulties lies opportunity. So I'm going to start up the session now. The preparation is required to face up interview and to get the success in that sort of difficulty. Obviously, interview is also called as one of the major difficulties whatever the young bunch face these days. So preparation is required for that. Okay, so I'll be up with the preparation and all. Now tips and all, advices, tips and techniques and the questions, everything I'd like to I'll be up with that one in this session. Prior to start up everything, I'd like to make all of you understand what exactly is this concept of interview really mean. The word interview means view between or sight between. It suggests a meeting between two persons for the purpose of getting a view of each other, knowing each other. When we normally think of an interview, we think of a situation in which an employer tries to size up an applicant for the job. The employer's aim is to know whether the applicant can be of service to his company, and the applicant's aim is to find out whether the job being offered by the company can be suitable or not. An interview thus a means of two-way communication. Both the applicant and the employer, both of them really look for the perfection. Got it. So selection interview is only one kind of interview, though it is a major one. Apart from it, there can be appraisal interview to assess the performance of employees, grievance interview to learn about the grievances or complaints, exit interview with employers when they are leaving the company, either on their own or through dismissal. Reprimand interview when they are reprimanded on some disciplinary grounds. Here we shall focus only on the selection as well as job interview. So all of us really run behind to crack up the interview. Understood? So that's how here, these are the preparation skills and the techniques what I'm going to stuff you up in this evening so that you can really come up with a successful, colorful sort of success. Am clear? So here, a job interview is a great place to showcase your personality, highlight your strength, and leave a positive impression on your potential employer. Having certain interviewing skills like a positive attitude, honesty, communication, and active listening can influence the hiring decision in your favor. This means it is important to work on some of the key interview skills to get hired for your desired job role. In this session, I'm going to define interview skills and their importance. First and the foremost point is, what are interview skills? Yeah, that's what. To prepare for that one, we should know the conceptual background of that one. Without knowing that one, it's pretty complicated to crack up anything. Understood? So interviewing skills are your ability to interact with the employer or interviewer and show them why you are the best fit candidate for the job role. Your interview skills give an interviewer insight into how you will communicate in the workplace and solve problems. It also shows if you can actively listen and be honest in your work. All these factors tell your potential employers how well you will fit in their work environment. During your interview, the employer may pay attention to your answers and the non-verbal clues you use while answering questions. For example, if you tap your foot while talking, it may show that you are nervous. So this skill set helps. This skill set helps you highlight the best features that can differentiate you from other candidates with similar qualification and work experience. I hope all of you really got to know what exactly this interview skills really stands for. Now I'm going to take you why are this interview skills is pretty important. Without the skills, obviously, we cannot crack up anything. Interview skills are important because they give your potential employer confidence. This is the most important thing, that you can perform the job duties and accomplish your daily goals. Additionally, the skills you showcase during your interview help an employer determine and validate if your qualifications, experience, and personality meet their requirement. So both the interviewer and interviewee, they really look for their own personal growth. Understood? For example, an employer may prefer interview skills like excellent verbal communication. So this would be the foremost criteria. Foundation to reach the heights. Verbal communication. That's what communicational skills should be good. If you are pretty good at communicational skills, obviously, automatically that confidence, courage, everything comes up to face the world around. Am I clear? And next comes is confidence. When hiring for a customer service representative role, as the job role requires a candidate to communicate confidently with their customers. That's what. Language is pretty much important. Without proper language, it is highly difficult actually. It would be a great difficulty actually to crack up anything, isn't it? We cannot reach anybody. To reach everybody, we should come up with a better and good verbal communication. And this verbal communication really adds up a lot of confidence to us. Without communication skills, obviously, it is pretty complicated to live in this 21st century. So that's how I always tell my students, I advise them to speak fluently. So only this can really boost confidence in us in that great way. So I would say, first foremost thing, what you have to do is try to enhance your communicational skills. Okay, so through this communicational skills, you can really, attract and impress anybody around. Understood. So you should have that sort of a capability to convince anybody. Understood. So this convincing really lies on one thing, and that's communication. Understood. So communication is the foremost important criteria to really achieve success around the world. So next is, what is the most important skill for an interview? So this would be the most, obviously, all of you must be pretty much interested to know what exactly is this all about. Everybody is really behind all this. So what's the most important skill for an interview? The most important skill for an interview is verbal communication, as I told you earlier, because it helps you convey valuable information about your education. So through this valuable, verbal communication, you can pass on what all you have learned in your academics. And this would really make you pretty good at really snatching and grabbing whatever you really feel like. Your education, abilities and experience to a potential experience. So education, you need your ability to come up with that one, and experience as well. So these two also plays a vital role in achieving big actually. Excellent verbal communicational skills can help you deliver a well thought out answer that can increase your chances of getting hired. So this would be the most important part actually. Verbal communication. You have to try to concentrate on doing only one thing to improve your communicational skills, because this would really take you to the top level. Understood? You want success all through your life, you should have to work hard to enhance your verbal communication. Next is example of interview skills. And next I'm going to be up with the examples of interview skills. An interview provides you with an opportunity to show the interviewer the soft skills you have that will make you a valuable asset to their company. Here are a few examples of skills you can use during an interview. First one is effective communication. That's what I've been speaking all this while. It's, no need to come up with the same, I guess so. And the second, I'll just concentrate on the second point, that is working well in a team. Team spirit should be the most important one. So all of us should really learn this sort of socializing sort of behavior. So without socializing sort of behavior, it is pretty complicated to work in any firm as well. So that team spirit should be there. Understood? It's not a matter of who is right and who is wrong and who have achieved this, and a team in the sense all of you have to work together. So that teamwork would really make you crack up anything for that matter. Next is problem solving. And the third point is problem solving. And this is also one of the most important skill actually, where exactly one should learn how to really overcome the problems, whatever really happened. Though we are at any sort of situation, we should at least we should give a try to solve the problem and issues and all. Am I clear? So once we try this up, obviously we can be proficient in solving the problems around. So we should think, give a try actually to solve out the problem completely. And the fourth is using initiative. Taking up initiation is the most important thing. When it comes to teamwork and all, obviously, we have to take up some initiative. Which we cannot really throw ourselves in the corner and think, why the hell should I interview this, that and all. We cannot think it over that way, isn't it? Somebody has to take up initiative, could be good or bad. Somebody should speak. Without speaking, obviously, the other will not know their mistakes. Understood? If somebody complains, you should take that in a positive way. Understood? They complain just for the sake of, not to really make you sad, depressed or frustrated with, but you should be thankful to them because they have found out errors in you, rather than hating them, compliment those sort of bunch. Next, being well organized. And the fifth point is being well organized. We have to be well organized to achieve everything. Understood? In our life, we have to be well organized. This well organized sort of attitude really makes us crack up any situation where we are in, and we can really take ourselves to the topmost level as well. And next is being adaptable. This is also pretty much important. Understood? We have to adapt everything. Am I clear? So it could be given, the advices and the suggestions would be given by somebody else. But this adaptability really matters. Understood? So you have to accept whatever told by them. If at all any improvement required, that you have to do it. If at all any the other things required, that without fail you have to do it. Don't make it an issue in that negative way. Understood? And the next last important point is research capabilities. And this good research capabilities help you perform well in an interview. For instance, you can read and analyze the job description and customize your resume based on that research. You should also do your research on the company you are interviewing for. That way, when the interviewer asks you questions like, why do you want to work for this company? You will be able to provide an informed answer that shows the employer you are the best fit candidate for their organization and its culture. As part of your research, you can visit the company website, read the latest news about the company, and talk to some of their employees. That's what knowledge about what you're pursuing for, what you're looking for is the most important thing. Without having the knowledge, complete knowledge, we cannot move on in our life. You have to think in all the ways. Could be good or bad. In either ways, you have to think it over and then take up one decision. Next is interview questions preparation. Some basic interview questions are fundamental to almost every job role. It is always a good idea to practice such questions before facing a potential employers. Preparing beforehand for questions like, tell me about yourself. Why should we hire you? What are your greatest weaknesses? Do you have any questions? Is an important interview skills as it shows your attitude and seriousness about the job role. If you are applying for a technical role, make a list of commonly asked questions, technical questions for the job role, and prepare accordingly. Preparation is required for everything. If we take up our epics and all, in our myth also, preparation is required. Before facing any sort of battle, we need to prepare ourselves, isn't it? So when it comes to Krishna, he always guided the Arjuna, who's been called as the strongest warrior. Understood? So that way, obviously, one inspirational force should be there behind us to crack up everything, to reach the goal on set. So that's how one inspirational force is required, and make somebody who you can trust with, and make them as your inspirational force, and try to follow their footsteps in that way. Understood? And obviously, when it comes, if you ask me, I would say my inspirational force would be my own people. That's my parents, my sister, and my husband. I would love to recognize myself as their shadow. Understood? I feel happy to be identified as their shadow. Understood? So we have everybody at home. So need not really sneak out for the sake of looking out inspirational forces around, isn't it? Make them as your inspirational forces. Obviously, life would really take you to the other level for sure. Understood? Through my experience, I'm really advising all of you to make them as your inspirational forces, because they are the one who really take us towards the path of perfection, because they really advise us in that better way. Your parents, your siblings, and your better half, and your teachers as well. Understood? We should learn actually from the world in that way. Understood? So here, tell me about yourself. So this would be the frequently asked question at the interview. Understood? So while answering these sort of question, you make sure about your verbal communication. When they ask you about, tell me about yourself, give your self-introduction, something like that, always make a point of coming up with all your optimistic sort of qualities initially. Mean to say optimistic means positive. Understood. And obviously, you should not portray yourself as you are the perfectionist or the best one, something like that. That's the basic human tendency. Could be in India, could be in India or somewhere else. Obviously, we all really get victimized for one thing, and that's basic human tendency. I make clear. So all of us always thought of really painting our life in that sort of positive, holding that brush in a positive way, we really paint. Understood. So that's what, start up your introduction in that way. During an interview, employers may pay close attention to your tone and pitch. So always mind your tone and pitch. So these two really affect your complete personality. Clear. So tone and pitch needs to be minded completely. They want to see if you can communicate your ideas clearly and cohesively. Talking too fast can make you look anxious. It also prevents you from conveying your message clearly. The ability to speak calmly to make sure that others can understand you is a skill that you can develop through practice. That's what. Nobody would be that much polite and nobody would be that much rash and rude. You have to practice, give a try, and you can really make yourself the perfectionist. Next one is the equally most important one is non-verbal communication. What is this non-verbal communication is all about? From the moment you walk into the interview table desk, employers will pay close attention to the non-verbal clues what you portray through your gestures. Non-verbal communication includes body language. My God, this has become the most observed issue nowadays while facing interview. Body language. Body language conveys everything, whether you're anxious, whether you're nervous, or whether you're ignorant, something like that. And the posture is also, you have to mind your posture as well. The way you sit in front of the interviewer, obviously that also matters. Then gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact. All of us believe face is the index of our mind. It conveys everything. Through facial expression, anybody can reach out what exactly is cooking up in our head and heart. Understood. So that's how always give priority to your facial expressions and eye contact. This is one more important stuff actually. Eye contact, if you have confidence, courage and everything, obviously, eye contact need not really trouble you in that way. Understood. If you don't have confidence, obviously, your eyes it will show up through your eyes. The person at the other end, they can easily make out what exactly is there. Understood. For example, if you sit with cross-legged or arms during the interview, it shows that you are nervous and anxious. Being able to maintain eye contact and have a smile on your face is important in order to succeed, in an interview. Smile, obviously, we have got many other variants of smile. You should have that sort of smile, pleasant smile, which would make you always successful. Smile, that's what, variant of smiles are there. When it comes to sarcastic smile, my God, that's the dangerous one. Understood? If you go on with this sarcastic smile, the sarcasm always spoils your complete identity. You can earn only one thing, and that's hatredness, negligence, ignorance from the people. So that's how I always should have pleasant smile on your face. And the next important this thing is confidence. And that's what I told you. This is also one of the major this thing actually. Without the self-confidence, obviously, this confidence will shake us up into pieces actually. It will shatter our life completely. If you run out of self-confidence, it is pretty complicated to face the world around. Understood? How to really build up this confidence? I'd like to suggest one book which really boosted a lot of confidence in me, and that is You Can Win, written by Shiv Khera. And one more novel I would like to suggest, and that is Alchemist, which was written by Paul Coelho. The very novel really boosts your confidence level, And in what way supreme authority, supreme power, that's God, will really help you in achieving the toughest success of your life. Understood? You should understand all that. And obviously, in this age, you won't be able to identify, recognize what exactly is happening in and around you. But later on, though not now, you will understand. For that, you understand it later. To showcase a confident attitude during the interview, control your fidgets. Greet the employer with a handshake, talk slowly, and maintain eye contact. Also, when you answer the interview questions confidently during an interview, it helps make the interviewer feel more confident about your skills, experience, and knowledge. That's what this self-confidence, drags us towards the path of perfection. Smile comes up automatically if you have confidence. If you have self-confidence, you can crack up any battle, any war, all through your life. So that way you have to boost up yourself. Next is active listening. Life is a process of listening, actually. Till our last breath, I believe in listening. I listen to everybody. Could be my daughter, could be somebody, could be elder one, younger one, or the people of my age. I listen. Active listener. You have to be active listener, actually. Active listening is as important as answering the job interview questions. If you listen properly to the employer's question, you will be able to understand what exactly they are looking for and craft your answers accordingly. It also shows that you are engaged and serious about the job role. For example, when an employer asks you, do you have any questions? Instead of asking generic questions, ask questions based on your conversation with the employer. This can increase your chances of getting hired. That's what you should have, the complete knowledge over your job role, something like that. Without knowing, without having that sort of knowledge, complete knowledge, it's pretty complicated and it's highly impossible to work in that sort of atmosphere. Little knowledge interview can influence the hiring decision in your favor. For example, when asked about why you left your previous job, saying negative things about your previous employers is not a good way to answer such questions. So, focus on giving optimistic reasons for leaving a previous job. You can also show your positive attitude using active verbs and positive connotations to present your qualifications favorably to the employers. And this is also pretty much important. Am I clear? Positive, optimistic sort of lifestyle. It is pretty complicated to really portray ourselves as a positive thinker, optimistic sort of a thinker, something like that. But practice always makes us perfect. All of us believe in that. Understood? So nothing wrong in giving a try. Understood? If we really just go through many books and all, try to follow inspirational forces around you, and always try to follow the winners. Am I clear? Never follow the losers, because losers will always pull your leg completely down. They will never ever let you to grow in that desired way. So I advise all of you to follow the best one in your life. And we cannot be that much best one, but still we can try. We can adopt actually one or two good attitude of them. Am I clear? So that's what I suggest everyone out there. So next one is politeness. This is one of the most important one. Being polite, gentle, and humble makes us earn lot of people. After pursuing our graduation, money can really follow us. But earning the money won't be that much a hurdle actually. Earning people, my God, takes lot of effort. Understood? So being polite is another critical interview skill. Apart from the employer, you are likely to meet several company employees during the interview process. For example, you may interact with the receptionist, so greet and talk to them politely. Also, if a human resource professional escorts you to the interview room, remember to thank them. It is imperative to be friendly and polite to everyone. as it shows how well you can fit in the organization and work with others. So this is very much important actually, being polite, gentle and humble. If you be like this, obviously, people would start loving you. You would be the most liked and loved personality around the world. So try to be loved by everyone. Understood? Making money doesn't take much of time. Understood? But earning people, my God, that's the toughest job ever. Next one is honesty. The last tip to face an interview is honesty. Understood? So this is also one of the major criteria to achieve success in our life. All of us have to be honest, faithful, and up to the mark. One skill that makes you a desirable candidate for a job role is honesty. To show your honesty during the interview process, make sure that all the information you provide about yourself is correct, as most employers perform a background check on their new hires. There is no point in exaggerating about your experience, skills, and qualifications. For example, if you have mentioned in your resume that you are fluent in Spanish, be ready to demonstrate your skills in the interview. It is always advisable to write nothing but the truth on your resume. Being honest can help you gain the trust of the employer. That's what we have to be trustworthy, honest, and faithful in that way. Our trustworthy qualities really earn us laurels to our credit. Next is, what are the top interview techniques? All of you must be looking at sort of everybody really started falling behind only one thing. What would be the technique to crack up interview? So here I'm going to really give you the tips, interview techniques, top interview techniques. That is, first one is make a good first impression. That's what you have to be being so much polite, gentle, honest, and simple sort of a personality. You can really create positive sort of impression. You can the employers can have really positive impression on you. The second most important is dress appropriately. Dress code is also gives lot of positive points to add up lot of positivity to your personality, complete personality. Dressing up yourself properly, attire and dress really matters in that way. Understood? You got to dress up yourself in that way, where exactly at the time of facing an interview, you have to dress up yourself in a professionalized sort of way. In the sense, professionalized in the how we have to dress up with. You may ask, you must be having these sort of issues which would be poking in your head and heart, isn't it? When it comes to men out there, they have to dress up with the light colored shirt and dark colored distinct trouser. And if at all light colored trouser in the sense, you can go on with the dark colored distinct shirt and along with the tie as well. And when it comes to, arranging your certificate, that also matters. Understood? You cannot go and really put the plastic cover, cannot carry your certificates in the plastic cover and you can put it across on the table. That also gives the interviewer some other sort of impression. Understood? That makes the interviewer really understand that you are not well organized sort of. Understood? So organizing really matters. Understood? So dress matters. You got to dress up formally. Understood? And when it comes to arranging a certificate, that also makes you well organized sort of. And when it comes to girls, they have to really dress up in a very professionalized way. Understood? You cannot go on with this tees and jeans, something like that, to face an interview. Understood? Though you can be mods, this, that and all, but still, while facing an interview, you have to portray yourself as you are from conservative sort of family. You have to highlight your tradition. Next is random appearance. Tests, GD, experience, stress interview. This random appearance, that's what. You have to appear in that sort of way where exactly the interviewer can really make a point in, without giving any thoughts, they can really create that sort of impression where exactly they can select you in that way. You would be hired in that way. And the next is this test, aptitude test, APTI. And now these days, some RT sort of test is also up. Understood? Aptitude test, obviously, that would be just to test your academics. Understood? For the freshers, obviously, they will test, they'll fire questions at you in that way, just for the sake of testing your academics. Am I clear? Experienced in the sense, on the field of their experience, they'll start to shooting questions at you. Understood? You have to prepare yourself in that way. Understood? So next is GD. This would be the most expected, this one. You have to prove yourself in that great way. You have to be, you should be the active speaker at the group discussion. And pros and cons both is there. At the group discussion, the employers can really make out whether you are fit to the job role or what. And HR would really keep an eye on you, the way you really present yourself, whether you are an egoistic. That's what face is the index of our mind, right? So through your facial expression, they can easily make out what sort of person you are. Am I clear? So while participating in this JD without preparation, you should never ever really sneak in and try this out. Am I clear? Next most important thing is experience. Experience always matters. Experienced people really, they really act through their experience. Better and bitter experiences would be there. Better always brings only one thing, that smile on our faces. Bitter really makes us to learn more. Experiences always makes us the perfect. I mean, always drags us towards the path of perfection, because every bitter experiences leaves great scar on our face. Understood? So make use of this experiences, and you have to speak. You have to perform yourself at the interview, considering your experience as well. And the next is stress interview. Obviously, when I take a Viva for my students, I used to fire questions at them. It's like a rapid fire sort of round, something like that. I won't give them a time to think it over. Understood? My students, they are aware of how exactly I used to ask them, fire questions at them. Is it understood? So in that way, they prepare. I never give them this thing, time to think it over. Understood? That's the stress interview. The interviewer really look for how exactly you can really solve out the stress. Understood? How you can really carry out yourself to drag yourself from the stress sort of situation. So that's how this stress interview is up these days. So this stress interview makes everybody to have control over their feelings and emotion. Next is improve your interview skills. That's what interview skills in the sense, communicational skills, other skills and all, that you have to improve. Next is use a STAR technique to answer all the questions. This STAR techniques method really plays a vital role in making you the successful one. Understood? All of you have to adopt this STAR technique at the time of during interview. The STAR interview response technique helps a candidate prepare for behavioral and situational interview questions. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. With this technique, you can use real life examples to give clear and conscious answers. When using the STAR technique, formulate your answers using the following steps. Explain a challenge or situation you faced. How you have overcome that sort of situation. Could be bad or could be good or the worst one. That you have to explain them. Next one is describe your responsibility or role in the situation of challenge. Situation of challenge. Then you have to describe the responsibility taken by your end to resolve the situation, and how you have taken that situation as a challenge. That you have to explain them. And next comes as the third one, explain what action you took to solve the problem. Action taken also needs to be given topmost priority. In what way you have really overcome that situation, that you have to make a point right over here. Understood? Next, fourth one is give details about the outcome you reached with your actions. And then you have to, finally, you have to make sure about conveying on what grounds you have really reached the outcome, how it is possible for you to crack up the situation. That is also important. Outcome you have to convey. How you have managed the situation and how you brought yourself out of that, how you dragged yourself out of that sort of frustrated world and all. What would be the next outcome? That you have to make a point there. And all this would really make you to win the race. Am I clear? Then further, the STAR interview method is a technique that helps you prepare for interview questions that determine whether you will be able to handle specific situations associated with the job. STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, Result. This method will help you prepare clear and complete using real life example. That's what I told you. I just repeated this one, I guess so. Yeah. Previously, we discussed all this, so no need to go on with this one again, I guess so. Make sure about your strategies and the goal, actually, challenges and all, how you have faced and everything. You have to make it a point. Understood? We have to learn from each and every situation, actually. Without learning, obviously, there won't be any, meaning to call ourselves as an educated being and the qualified and the qualified being, something like that. We cannot paint ourselves in that way. Understood? Each and every situation really teaches us in a great, grand way. I'm clear. Next is behavioral questions. What is this behavioral question is all about? Behavioral interview is used to learn how you have behaved in previous work situation. In your answers, employers are looking for example of your past action that may be a predictor of how you will act when you face this situation again. Generally, these questions are more open-ended and usually ask you to share stories or examples for your previous jobs. That's what they may ask you, how you have really dragged yourself from the other sort of situation. They may come up with one situation. They may further ask you to explain how you have dragged yourself out of this sort of situation. Am I clear? So this way you have to prepare yourself. Understood? Be honest. Understood? So never always portray yourself as you are an optimistic sort of a being. Am I clear? Because if you really carry yourself in that way, employers can easily make out that you are pretty melodramatic sort of. You have really prepared yourself in that dramatic way. Understood? So that's how keep all these points in your mind. The STAR method helps you create an easy to flow story with a clear conflict and resolution. So that's what, here is what each part of the technique really stands for. Situation. Set the stage for the story by sharing context around the situation or challenge you face. In the previous sessions, resource speakers have really stuffed you how to really come up with the stories and all. You can make use of that sort of situation. That's what we will share a story in that relevant way so that the employer can really understand what you're up to. And next is task. Describe your responsibility or role in the situation or challenges and how you have faced the task and all. Task, obviously, God every day he used to throw one or the other temptation on us. That's also a task, actually. That's also a sort of task. All of us have to win over that task. If we overcome those tasks which was thrown by the situation, obviously we can really rule the world in that way. And next is action. Explain how you handle the situation or overcome the challenges. If the action was carried out by a team, focus on your effort. That's what if the action was taken in a team, you just focus on your efforts. Understood? No need to bother about what the next has done, what the team members have done, isn't it? What you have done to the team, that really matters. That way you have to carry yourself. Understood? Next is result. Everybody look out for only one thing, and that's outcome. Outcome, otherwise called as results. Why? What was the outcome you reached through your actions? If possible, quantify your success or provide concrete example of the effects of your efforts. Am I clear? So after this, that's what these are all the things you should keep in your mind to crack up interview and to be successful. Understood? And after that, that's what interviewer may ask you the questions related to your program and all, what your job role and all that and all they may ask you, and you have to prepare yourself in that way. And next, I would like to speak on what is this aptitude sort of test. An aptitude test is an exam used to determine an individual's skills, a propensity to succeed in a given activity. Aptitude test assumes that individuals have inherent strength and weaknesses and have a natural inclination towards success or failure in specific areas based on their innate categories. That's what this aptitude test really make the employer to make out whether you are eligible to the job role or not. So that's how, while answering all the aptitude tests, prepare first. Preparation is required. Chalk out few questions, frequently asked question. You can Google it there also. You can get everything. Am I clear? So obviously that way you have to prepare yourself. Next, I'm going to give you how to crack up this aptitude test. Tips actually. I'm going to give you tips how to crack up this aptitude test. Practice is the most commonly advocated rule to aptitude test success. That's what you have to practice. Practice always makes a man perfect. Understood? So keep on practicing. Understood? Just go through the concept and prepare your own questionnaire and start answering everything. That way you have preparation needs to be done in that great way. Understood? And next is know your test. That's what. First you have to know what exactly, in which area, in which specialization you are expecting questions, something like that. Accordingly, you prepare yourself. Next, realistic stimulation. That's what. A realistic sort of conceptual, factual sort of paint yourself as a realistic sort of personality. You have to really come up with that one. Always refer realistic sort of concepts. Never go for substitute sort of thing. Next, fourth one is be alert and stay focused. You have to be alert. What sort of questions would be asked? You have got no idea, because future can be created, never be predicted. We cannot predict what sort of questions would be asked by the interviewer. So rather than really thinking about all that, scratching our head or banging our head to that sort of you have to be alert. Prepare yourself in that way where exactly you can create your own life in that way and stay focused. Understood? Always focus on one thing. Should not really keep on switching over one after the other. If you keep on switching over one after the other, obviously that would lead you towards only one word, and that is confused state of mind. I hope all of you understood this. And next, know where to move on. So first, really think about, decide your specialization. Where exactly, in which area you want to move on. And then you start preparing accordingly. Understood? Without knowing, without having a lot of confusion in your head and heart, you cannot prepare yourself in that great way. Understood? So that's our first. Know yourself and know your motives, goals, and challenges as well. That would really creates a platform where exactly you can shine and fly high in your life. Eliminate distractions. Distractions, obviously, we all get distracted with many things around. Understood? You have the power to eliminate this distraction. How exactly it's possible for us to eliminate distraction? You may ask me in that way. Understood? But eliminating distraction in the sense you have to have a better control over your feelings and emotion. Understood? Only that way you can really eliminate the distractions which used to cause a lot of trouble for the sake of preparation. Understood? Next one is speak up if you are not happy. Okay. Speak up if you are not happy. That's what. If you are not happy, just convey everything. Next one is be careful about the trap questions. That's what. They may really fire that sort of a question who can really, just for the sake of trapping you, they may fire that sort of question. You have to be careful. Am I clear? Next, avoid answering in sequence. That's what. Don't pass. Don't take that sort of time actually. And that's what. In a sequential way, you should not answer. Am I clear? Yeah, 10th one is pay attention to the first 5, no, one, not 5 questions. Yeah, pay attention to the 9 questions. Am I clear? So that's what you had to prepare yourself in that great way. I'm sorry, I have come up with 5 questions. I apologize for that. It should be 10 questions. Pay attention. Yeah, that's what attention is required actually. You have to pay attention in that way where exactly what sort of questions you would be asked, fired next. Understood? So to crack up everything, all this preparation is required. And the last one is I'm going to be up with facing a code of conduct one has to come up with during the interview. Confident entry. This is the foremost important one. Don't be nervous or agitated while entering the interview room. See carefully where you are going and do not trip over the carpet or the doormats. Do not wear a stupid smile at the time of entering. That's what your entry needs to be done in that confident way. Understood? Next point is polite and warm. Polite, warm greeting. In a polite way, you have to wish them up. You have to come up. You got to come up with the warm greetings to the interviewer. Understood? That too in a polite way. Understood? You carry yourself in that great way. Understood? Next is taking seat only when offered. That's what you cannot go and drag the chair and say, be seated yourself. Understood? Just wait for the offer if they offer. And next is being relaxed. In a relaxed way, in a composed and a calm way, you have to answer all the questions. Am I clear? So here, no hurried response. You should not show up that you are in a hurry. Understood? Because the interviewer can easily make out that the very job role is not at all required for you. Understood? When the interviewer starts conversation, pay attention to what they ask. Do not interrupt in between. Respond only at the appropriate time. That's what you have to speak when you are given chance. Till then, having lots of patience, wait until the question gets completed. Next one is precise, relevant answers. That's what. While responding the questions, you have to be pretty careful. And if you are pretty sure about this, only then you really speak. Or else it is better to really move back. Do not rumble along. Do not be abrupt, rash, and rude. That's what you have to handle everything, manage everything in that calm and composed way. Don't be rash and rude because that shows you are not at all eligible to take the job role as well. Next is no rigidity. That's what. Do not try to be too smart of your knowledge. Don't boast of your capabilities. It is for the interviewer to find out how capable you are. And they will judge you with the help of some penetrating questions which you must respond frankly. So that's what. You should not have that sort of rigidity actually. Understood? They have been assigned actually to judge in which corner you are in. Understood? So no need to act that too smart. Understood? So speak when you were given a chance, and you have to be frank in that way. Understood? Next is, if there is something you don't know, admit it straight away. That's what you don't try to be argumentative, something like that. Understood? If you are not aware of the fact, admit it straight away. Understood? You just tell them that you have got no idea. In rash and rude way, you can't say no, I don't know. In a polite way, you have to say, I'm sorry, I have got no idea. So this way, it will earn a lot of confidence from your end and the other end as well. Understood? They will start assuring that obviously positive, optimistic sort of goals is there in this particular candidate. That way you have to paint yourself, portray yourself to the society. It is useless to pretend knowledge where you are actually ignorant. Many candidates spoil their interview by telling lies and landing themselves in embarrassing situation. That's what this embarrassing sort of a situation may arise, isn't it? If you sound argumentative, this is what will happen. Am I clear? So avoid such embarrassing sort of a situation. Am I clear? Everything is in your hands. You have to row the boat. Understood? Try to row up in a straight direction, that especially positive direction. Am I clear? So if you are being interviewed by someone who does not possess as many certificates, as many qualification compared to you, do not put on S. Give the interviewer your full cooperation and respect. That's what. No need to show up in that way. Am I clear? So you have to show yourself in that way where exactly they can really have a lot of confidence. I mean, a lot of this thing hopes on you to hire you to their job role. Am I clear? You have to behave in that great way. Understood? Behavior really matters. Understood? So this attitude really portray us in that way to the person at the other end. Am I clear? So that's how you have to improve yourself, having control, this sort of lifestyle. You have to paint yourself in that way. Understood? Because each and every moves of yours would be observed by the person at the other end. Understood? They would be sitting there just for the sake of observing you top to toe. Understood? In that way, you have to prepare yourself. And the last one is you're expected to have your individual views and you need not agree with everything the interviewer say. But you also need not annoy or offend them unnecessarily. That's what, you cannot be rash and rude towards them. After all, they're sitting just for the sake of providing you the job role. In the sense, you have to be very much polite and gentle. Don't show up your attitude. Don't show up the sign of wrath or anger on them, isn't it? If you keep on coming up with this, if you lose your temper, the interview is likely to be cut short abruptly. So keep all these things in your mind. Be positive with your attitude. Express your enthusiasm for the job and the company. If you give the impression that you are not really interested, you will discover that your employer is also not really interested in hiring you as well. So that's how you have to be positive in all the way and prove yourself in all positive way. Do not keep changing your place. Avoid playing with paperweights, adjusting the knot of your necktie. All these are the signs of nervousness. Nervousness is the biggest enemy during an interview. These body postures and body language needs to be avoided strictly. If you want to get the job, obviously you have to follow these all these rules tips actually. When you are asked about your previous job, be frank and mention only the positive, pleasant and constructive aspects of your previous role. That's what a basic human tendency, again, I have to come up with here. When it comes to, if somebody comes and asks us to give our self-introduction, we all of us, 98% of us always speak our better part. Understood? We leave behind actually to show the other part of us. Am I clear? So yeah, if your interview has not talked about the job, do not be afraid to clarify your doubts, because complete knowledge of the job will help to make a better decision in your life, whether to move on or whether to take up or move on, that you will decide. Understood? So that's you should have, that is your rights to have complete clarity over the job role. Am I clear? You can ask if they have not come up with that one, obviously you ask. Understood? Try to get the clarity of everything. Understood? Because so that you can take up a decision accordingly. When the interview gets done, do not forget to thank them up. You have to thank everybody for providing you, giving you an opportunity and a time as well. Their precious time is precious to everyone. Understood? So that's how you have to thank them up for providing their precious time, for giving, for providing you an opportunity and giving that wonderful time to you. And you may even tactfully ask when the result will be made known to you. This way, in this polite way, you can really thank everybody there. Am I clear? So with that, we will go ahead and take some time for questions. Do I have any questions associated with this one?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
you mentioned two books that you said that inspired you. The first one, I couldn't catch it. Can you please say it again?
You can win by Shiv Kera. You Can Win by Shiv Kera. Got it? Jaini, got it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Shiv Kera. Yeah, You Can Win by Shiv Kera. Yeah, anything else? Jaini, anything else? Any more questions?
No, ma'am.
No, okay. So then shall I wrap up then? Jaini, shall I
If
wind up?
anybody in the audience has questions. Yes, ma'am. I don't think anybody else has questions too.
Yeah,
so
okay, then
thank you
I'll-
very much, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll just wind up then. Okay. I think we are good for now. I wrap up thanking Rotaract Club of Mathrubhumi, Baluvatar, IOM, and the University of Colombo, Faculty of Arts, MIT for State College for providing me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you once again. It was a pleasure being with you all this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you everyone for being with us today. So that brings end to our today's session as well as to the NAYAK leadership program for all the 5 sessions. So far we had 5 sessions. We started off with team building. We had then event planning. We had storytelling for leadership. And we also had occasional speech. And today we had phasing an interview. Thank you very much for every one of you who has been with us till the end from the beginning, even those who have just joined today. Thank you very much for making it so much interesting for us. I'm pretty sure for all the 3 clubs, it's such a privilege to have all of you here. Anybody would like to give feedback who has been here from the beginning? Next week, of course, we are having a closing ceremony, but just to get some feedback. Anybody who can talk? Yes? No
Yes.
one?
Yeah, all the sessions by Rotaract Club of Colombo Arts and Rotaract Club of Mathrubhumi and Rotaract Club of MITFGC were fabulous and which were helpful for the development of the personality, and it gave us a leadership personality and built all the leadership skills which are required for us, and it was nice sessions. Thank you.
So firstly, I thank to Arun sir for informing me to attend these sessions. And by the way, these sessions is very useful to all the students and including me also. Nowadays, the students are more focusing on scoring the subjects, even though they are very good and excellent in academics, but very few to faces the interview. So this platforms is the provide for acquiring the useful informations. I thank to all. Thank you one and all.